So this is my little setup for oil painting today, and I was thinking that maybe you can come along with me while I'm doing this new oil painting. I wanted to show you also this new tool that I bought recently on Amazon. It was really cheap. It's a brush holder, and I'm really concerned. I was really concerned this day because my brushes were getting very dirty while I was oil painting, and I don't want to mix especially the light color with the dark color. So yes, I decided to invest in this little tool to keep separate my brushes and keep them tidy. So I will use today, it's a canvas, cotton canvas that I stick on this support. I like to stick it because I like to be able to paint on the whole surface of my canvas. If I put it down, you see there is always, in all easels, there is always this piece of wood, and it's a bit, I don't know why they do that, but I think it's not convenient to, if you want to paint the bottom part, is not convenient. It's difficult to get access to this part, so I like to stick, if it's of course a light canvas, I like to stick it on this kind of cardboard support. So regarding the medium I will use for this oil painting, I will use now I really like to use safflower oil only. I like also linseed oil, but I really recommend you safflower oil because if you work with white and cool tone, it's not going to give this yellowish colors, because I heard that linseed oil can give to your white some yellowish tone, which can be useful if you want to get some effect. But me, I like to keep my white quite crisp and white. Also, I will use this medium, green for oil. I have another bottle, this wine is almost finished, but I really like this medium because it's not toxic and doesn't smell, because my space is really small. I also bought this new medium, new for me, which is called boiled linseed oil. I was very curious. Of course it is linseed oil, so maybe it can give some yellowish tone to the white that I was talking about before, but I don't know if I'm going to use it for this painting actually. But I heard that boiled linseed oil can give a gloss finish to your painting. It also dries quicker. And I was reading on internet that it gives texture and roundness to the finish while drying more quickly than normal linseed oil, and it adds a bright, slightly amber finish. So it's amber, yeah. So I'm not sure for this painting I will use it, but okay, just to let you know that I bought this recently, and maybe I will incorporate this kind of medium later on to give maybe this old varnish finish that I want to get now with my, not now with my oil painting, but I want to get more an old classic finish to my oil painting. I'm really trying to paint in a traditional way with oil painting, and yes, maybe it can help. So, but for this painting, I have something in my mind, and I'm not sure I will use it. So this is the color palette I will use for this oil painting. Today I really want to work on skin tones, and I want to create a character which has a very white and pearlescent skin tones. I was thinking that I want to paint maybe a kind of fairy at night. So by night the skin of this fairy will be very white and pearlescent, and this is what I would like to achieve. So my painting will be quite cool concerning the tones. So this is the colors I choose for this painting. So we have some green. Also I will use some ochre de rue. Ochre de rue, I like to use this to tone my panel, and it's quite cool. You can also tone your panel with something more warm, but I like ochre de rue if you want to do some painting which have an undertone cool. I think it's good to use this color for toning your panel. I will use also this one, which is terre d'ombre brûlée. Burnt umber. Burnt umber I find it's a color that you always need to have in your palette and when you're painting. I'm not sure why, but it's good for mixing colors. I will use also some yellow. I have yellow, orange, and red, and also white. It's more for the skin tones, and also this color. I like it for very pale skin. It's a peach color from Giorgian oil. I will use also some black, of course. I will use some white. I like this white, and it has titanium. This titanium white has some safflower oil inside, so I think it's good if you want to keep your colors quite cool. Discovering more and more with oil painting is that depending of the color you're buying, you have some medium already inside, and if you buy a white which has maybe another type of medium, maybe it will give to your painting a more warm tones. But if you look correctly for the correct color, maybe it can help to achieve what you want. But you can achieve what you want with any kind of color. But maybe now I'm more interested in medium and what's it inside of the oil painting when you buy it, and it's really interesting to start to know about all these differences. I will also incorporate these purple colors. You can get these colors by mixing by yourself, but I bought them and I want to maybe more to use them. I didn't really use them before. This one I think is new. Yes, this one is new, and this one I have for a long time and I did not really use it, but for this painting I think it will be very useful. And I forgot, yes, I will also add some blue acier, because the color is quite the color will be quite dark for the background, and there is black, but also I think it's more like a gray blue colors in the background, and blue, a very dark blue is almost similar to black tones, and dark blue give to your painting less, maybe the shadow you create with this dark blue is less heavy than black. So if you don't want to use black for your shadow, it's good to use a very dark blue, almost gray dark blue. Yeah. So I will tone first my panel. So I mixed some oil thinner, non-toxic thinner from Sennelier, and with the color ochre de rue from Sennelier as well, the color that I talk about regarding toning your panel and that I like to use. So let's start. So the panel is done, and I will start to sketch the painting that I want to do. Just let me show you how is my palette at this moment. So I'm using a tear-off palette that I can throw away. I don't like to use wooden palette. I think it's very convenient to use this kind of palette that you can throw away when you have finished with your painting. So this is a statue of my palette at this moment. I didn't put so much color, but the canvas is not big, so I'm not maybe going to use so much color. We will see. So I will start to sketch, and I will use this color, which is burnt terre d'ombre brûlée, burnt umber. So this is the general form that I have for the moment for the body of this little fairy. She is, I'm not sure about the sex of the fairy, but she's lying down on the water. And I was thinking that the body will be the main part in the middle, which will be very white and pearlescent. And in the background, it will be very dark, like in the water at night, with some reflection that we try to get. And of course there will be maybe the wings here, and I will try to add some nenuphar also. It doesn't look that much for the moment. It does not really. It's just a preparatory sketch, and I will start to fill it with some colors. I will start to put some color to the skin of the character. So I'm using for this some white and some peach that I mixed. I use a little bit of orange as well, but maybe it's a bit too warm, so I'm adding more white. Yellow is more cool than orange, I think. I found. Yeah. So for the moment, something I'm not sure yet about the color. Just to put. Yes, you need to put as much as possible color on on your canvas, and afterwards it will start to mix, and afterwards you will get also some grip to your canvas. The more you add color, the more you get this grip, and the more you can put more color and build up your painting. So I'm using a reference image to make this painting, but I will adapt this reference image to my painting, which is more imaginative, and that's why I'm not going to show you the reference image, because it's going to be quite different from the result that I want to get. It's just for the color values and the light as well that I'm using this reference image. What I noticed in this reference image that in some part of the skin, now I can see that there is some gray bluish tone, which make the shadow in the skin. So I will add these tones, and I was mixing some acier, blue acier. I don't know the name in English. Blue acier. It's steel blue with some white. So I put some white in this side and with a bit of black, and I will add this to start to make the shadow. I like to work first on the shadow and going to dark. I mean, from darker to lighter. This is what I like to do in my painting usually. Also, I didn't show you, but when I'm mixing the color, I like to add a little bit of safflower oil. Just a little dip like this, and I just mixed to the painting. Sometimes white is really dry, but black is never dry. Black is always very silky and smooth. Yes, so, but I'm using safflower oil, just for your information. So I'm continuing with the white and the skin tone white of the character, and I added a little bit of purple. Yes, because I want to give more this cool tone to the skin, and yes, I decided to add a little bit of purple. The colors start to build up on the canvas, I can see, and also I'm using. I added more color on my palette, because you need to use quite a lot of painting. Don't be afraid to use a lot of painting. You shouldn't spare your painting. You should actually use as much as possible while you doing oil painting. Otherwise, you cannot, as I say, build up the colors and mix the colors properly. So as you can see, I'm starting to add the background color as I'm sketching or drawing the character. And I always need actually the background to be able to define the line of the character and also to balance the color. So I think I will work more now on the background and also, of course, a bit of on the character. So just to remind you, just try as much as possible to use to separate your brushes. So I have one brushes is for the white color, the light color, and this one is for the darker color. And maybe also it would be nice to do brushes for warmer tone and brushes for cooler tone, but maybe it's a bit too much. But yes, at least separate the light color to the dark tone, and don't try to mix the brushes. Otherwise, your color will get muddy, and it's not what you should do. So I took a bigger brush, and now I'm really working on the background. And for this background, I'm using a mix of this steel blue, the bleu acier, with black and a bit of white. I like to add a bit of white all the time because I don't want this to be too dark And also I think I found out that white gives texture to the mixing of your painting. It gives you more opacity. I don't know how to explain, but white is really opaque color compared to white, which is very smooth. And to add it always a little bit of white, give this to your mixings a more consistency. I suppose there is some medium to use to get this consistency, but I'm not using a lot of medium. I like to use only once I tone the panel with a thinner. I don't like to use any kind of medium. I just use my oil painting and my safflower oil most of the time. And I found out this white is really important in my painting to get some kind of consistency. Now that I added all the background color, it's more easier for me to try to, not adding more details to the figure, but try to define more the character of the painting. So here I'm adding a bit more brown color, not brown, but yes, it's brown. It's burnt umber to the mix of, I'm adding a bit more of this color I'm trying to define the character, so I'm trying to look for the right color for the skin tones. And as I told you, I'm working from darker to lighter, so I'm really trying to add the shadow because the shadow helps me to define the character and the features of this character. And also what I want to tell you that it's now I'm starting also to build up the color, but when I'm putting the color, so for example here I'm taking my brush with the white, I'm not trying like before to spread the color. I'm more putting like this the color, like just deposit the color on the canvas to give more depth and to give more volume to the painting. So at one point you shouldn't really spread. You should always with delicate touch of delicate brush stroke deposit the painting and try to mix and find the right shade. So you see how with the background of the color background, I'm trying really to define here the arm of the little fairy. So I don't try to define the line of the arm with the white. I'm defining because it's more smaller, it's more thinner. So I'm just removing, or maybe putting on the top the painting on this part of the arm to get it more slimmer. For the shadow, I'm really mixing. So this the color, the color umber, burnt umber. I never know the name in English. Burnt umber with the blue, and it gives this kind of grayish brown color, and it's cool. And I like this to use it for the shadow. For the moment, I think it gives a good effect. So I will continue to paint. Maybe I'm doing a time lapse at this moment because it's still the early stage, and I will continue to accumulate and to overlay painting little by little. So I will probably do a time lapse, and I will come back for more information. So this is the result at this moment. I'm doing quite a good progress, I think. So I will stop here for the moment and I will step back a bit because I like to stop in between my stages of the painting because I need to think about what I'm going to do, and I like to look at it and to see maybe where is something wrong. Yes, I need to plan a bit ahead in my head, and I don't want to rush. You should never rush with oil painting, so I'm stopping here for the moment. So here I'm really trying to really block the background with a solid color, color which is a blue, a dark blue with a black, and I mixed it with a little bit of white as well. And I'm trying to put as much as possible color onto the canvas in the background, so that afterwards I will be able to work on finest detail on the figure. And yes, I'm doing this. So at this stage, the painting is becoming more refined, and I will switch to maybe a smaller brush. I think I will use some round brush. This kind of brush I will show you. Yes, like this kind of brush. Yeah, I tried a bit to see if I can use them now. I think they are good to use. I mean, small brush usually are used when you're starting to get details and you need to be more refined, and usually there is already a good amount of paintings on the top. So because we used a bigger brush before, and now we can switch to smaller brush. And regarding the color of the skin of the fairy, so the light is coming in this direction. So I'm still using this same color mixing, which is the white with the peach and a bit of orange. I use also a bit of yellow and a bit of purple. And for the darker color, I'm still using the same mixing, which is burnt terre d'ombre brûlée, burnt umber, with the blue, a bit of black, and I'm trying to adjust the gradient now of the tones and to work on the transition between each color. So because here is more darker and here is more in the light, and there is some through the painting, even in the darker shade, there is some peak of light. So I need to reproduce this kind of effect. So I will continue to paint, and I will certainly do a time lapse. I think I was a bit carried away and I started to make the face details, but maybe it's a bit too early. I'm not sure because I need to work more on the background, of course, and on the skin of the body. So yes, I don't know. I started to do that, but it might change. So the fairy is in the water. So what is very difficult for me now is to figure out how I should do the ripple of the water, which is, you know, when there is some ripple on the water, there is some bubbles, and her hands are under the water. So I need to figure out how to do that, and I don't know how I'm going to do that. I have to say, I need to think about it. There is some bubble here and here, and it's very clear. The color is very clear and bright, and I need to really to figure out how to do this ripple of the water in the dark. And they are, I mean, the scene is in the dark at night, and yes. But for the moment, I'm quite happy with the result I'm getting, and the texture of the skin as well. So we will continue. So to get this ripple on the water, I've decided just to deposit a small amount of white. I mean, small amount. I would say thick amount. Yeah. Thick amount of white where there is this ripple, and probably later on I will rework them. Yes. So let's do like this for the moment. So this is where we at this moment. I quite like how it turned out. Like the light, I like the light. I like also the face. I'm not sure I will change the face. Maybe I will do some little change. I need to work more also on the hair, the background still, and the water. As she or he is a fairy, I tried to make the body not too feminine or not too masculine. Maybe it looks more like a woman. I don't know. But yes, as it is a fairy, I would like to add some wings and also more plants like the nenuphar. But I'm not sure also how I'm going to do that. So we will see. Maybe it will be not a fairy, but maybe more a nymph in the water. Not sure yet. Maybe we will change the identity of the character, but I don't know. I really want to make a fairy, so let's see. Oh, so I'm stopping here, and I will continue a bit later. So I will continue with the painting. I'm sorry about the light because it's dark and it's nighttime, and I have to put some artificial light, so maybe the color is a bit different from the daylight. So I will continue with the background. I will try to refine the water area where there is the ripples and the reflection. And yes, let's continue. So here to get this really bright reflection of water on the canvas, I decided to work a bit like an impasto technique. I found this old brush. Actually, it's a brush that I use for varnishing, and now it's completely hard. The brush, the bristle is really hard, and I will use this. Yes, I could use a knife, but I don't really like to use knife when I oil paint. Something I need to learn, I think. I think with knife you can really get this impasto technique, but for the moment I will use this because it's work well. So I just, like this, I just deposit quite thick and heavy little dot of white painting, and I think it's worked quite well to create this bright reflection on the water that you can get at night. So yes, it's a kind of DIY technique, oil painting technique. So I even use this little impasto technique on the skin, and with a bit of yellow, so I add it on the hair where there is the separation of the hair, the parting, I think we say, the parting here. I think, yeah, I need to explore more impasto technique actually, because it's really give you this volume of the painting and at the same time the brightness. So I suppose it work for bright effects, but it could work also for very dark effects. And now I'm thinking about very dark background to give you volume and structure maybe. So yeah, something to explore more with oil painting, impasto. I need to explore more with knife actually. So let's continue the painting. I think what I really want to do now is to try to do some nenuphar like the flower that you found in the water. We say nenuphar in French. So I will try to paint this nenuphar. So for the nenuphar as well, I'm using this little impasto technique. I think it's because the background is so dark and black. I have no option than using this impasto technique to make the white brighter. Maybe I should have done the painture another way. Maybe I should have done the nenuphar before. I'm not sure now, but we try to find the best way to make it work. So for me, it was the best way to make it work. To use. I didn't expect to use the impasto technique, but it's definitely what I'm using here for this painting. So I'm quite satisfied with this result at this moment, and I'm wondering if I need to add some wings to this little elf or fairy, or maybe nymph. Not sure. Let me think about it. Shall I add some wings? But how to add these wings? The wings will be here, but as it is fairy wings, it's very translucent, lucid kind of wings. So we see through the wings. It's not like an angel wings with a feather. It's really like the insect of the wings of the insect, which is transparent. So it would be to add some line, like bright line, maybe white, maybe a bit green, I'm not sure, blue on the top of it. And okay, let me think about it. So I'm trying to add these wings. I decided to do it. I hope I'm not doing something too wrong, but we're trying. So I decided to choose this really bright orange color, also because I think it pairs well with the color of the hair. It's still a bit like an impasto technique. I'm mixing a bit of yellow, very bright yellow and very bright orange, maybe with a bit of white and a bit of I mix also with a bit of purple, but it's more orange, huh? And I'm just dabbing very slightly to put the color, but I'm not trying to alter the form of the body. So it's not easy, but it gives a bit this illusion of a wing translucid. So now I need to maybe a bit more white, a bit more purple maybe, to make it more, yes, just to very slightly brush the canvas like this, and it creates this transparency of the wing without. I'm trying not to hide the too much what's it's behind. So I will stop here today. I think I took a big risk by hiding these wings. For the moment, sometimes I like it, sometimes I'm not sure. I will wait tomorrow morning. Maybe at the daylight we will have a better idea. I don't dislike it. I think it's not that bad. But at least I'm painting what I really wanted to paint, because I could have stopped before the wings, but it's not what I wanted to paint. I wanted to paint a fairy with wings. So I'm not sure. I will wait, and we will see tomorrow morning for the final result, for a few details. But I think I will leave the wings where they are. Let me know what you think. So this is the next day, and we have this result for my painting. So I will add a few little details, maybe regarding the skin and the little nenuphar as well. Maybe I want them to be more visible. But I think I quite like the result. I was not sure yesterday, and I was painting at night, so the colors are a bit different at night. But yes, I think I like it this way. So let's add the last final details. I think I want to add also a little nenuphar. I feel that something is missing in this part. It's a bit empty, so I will do that now. So the painting is finished for the moment. Of course, I need to make it dry, and maybe during the drying process I could still add some detail if I don't like something. But for the moment, I'm quite satisfied with the result. I can show you. I like the texture of the painting. I think it's quite nice. There are quite some volume in this painting, which I like, since I use this impasto technique. So I hope you enjoy this little come along with me painting from start to finish. I would be also grateful if you can like the video or subscribe to my channel. I'm struggling at this moment to have more subscribers, but okay, I'm still like doing video and share my art. So it's the main thing for me, it's the most important thing. So see you for the next video, and bye bye.